Hi, welcome to our channel, Posh Boys. I'm Simon Posh.
And I am Max Boys.
And together, as father and son, we go around the world and we want to share our experiences, especially the premium travel ones, with yourselves. So, tuck in, get a nice glass of wine, and let's see where we're going today. So Max, where are we off to today?
Today we're off to Hong Kong, starting at Birmingham Airport on business class on Qatar's 787-8, and then having a layover in Doha to get on a Cathay Pacific plane, a 777, but it's still owned by Qatar, with the same service from Qatar.
Alright, and are we in business class on that as well?
No, we're in first class.
Now that's cool, because that means we can use the first class lounge at Doha and get a room, which is really cool, because I've never done that before. Great.
But first we'll be starting in Birmingham Airport's...
Birmingham? Oh God, I had a bad experience in Birmingham last time. The lounges were full and it was just full of awful people. Anyway.
Today we're in club rooms.
The club rooms. Alright, let's check that out. Hi, so we got through security at Birmingham, which is always a challenge, because the airport's still being built. It used to be a good airport when British Airways flew there, but now it's pretty rancid. Anyway, we got through in 8 minutes through fast track. It's good, and now we're at the club rooms, which is a lounge I've never been to, because normally the lounges at Birmingham, honestly speaking, are probably some of the worst in the world. So what's the deal with the club rooms? We got in because Qatar use it for business class passengers. Otherwise, it would be a £15 per person supplement on top of your priority pass. So it's a pretty hefty sum. Anyway, let's have a look at the menu. It's pretty good. It's all table service. Good cocktails, good menu. Max, what did you have to eat?
Personally, I went for the lasagna today, which is really nice.
Yeah, I'd say it was. I thought the guys in the lounge were really good. I had a Pimm's and a salad, and it was excellent. In fact, I had, I think we had some Chinese bao as well.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I was pretty impressed with this lounge. It's one of the best ones I've been to in the UK, and it's all table service. So I'd definitely get there a bit early if you're hungry, settle in, and enjoy the offerings. And it's right next to the gate, which is where we're going next, to get on our 787 to Doha. Okay, we're on the plane, which is today a 787, which is really interesting because this plane flies about 40,000 feet. It's about 10,000 more than most other airliners. So we're quite looking forward to this. We got on the plane, fast track through, straight to the front of the queue. No queues at all for us. It was pretty good. So no complaints at all about Birmingham Airport today. And that's a first for me. Anyway, we're on the plane. This doesn't have the queue suite, so you can see, but it's in a 1-2-1 configuration, which I quite like. We've got 2 window seats, I think 3 and 4, which is just right, because that's right in the middle. You don't get any noise from the economy, and you don't get any noise from the galley. So that would be my tip of the day on this plane. What do you think about the seat, Max?
I think the seat's still really good, despite the fact it's got queue suite. It does the job well, and it still can lie flat as well.
Yeah, I slept on this pretty well. Let's have a look at the menu. So this flight leaves, I think it left about 10 to 3 in the afternoon. So we had a bite in the club rooms. So I'm going to have the afternoon tea, which I had, which was excellent. Then I'm going to have a sleep. What did you have, Max?
I went for 2 courses. First off with some Arabic cuisine of an Arabic meze. And I also had a Qatari chicken, still some Arabic cuisine. And then also had some international options on the menu.
So Max went Arabic, very brave. I went for the short beef rib, and to be honest, after I'd had a sleep, remember this is all on demand as well. So you dine when you want, not when it's given to you. So I had the afternoon tea, had a good sleep, watched a movie. In fact, Edward Thorpe was actually in the movie, and that's my brother, and he was actually in a film called Cleaner with Clive Owen, so you might want to check that out. Anyway, so I had my ribs later, just before landing, and it was excellent. So I think this is one of the best flights I've had. There were no screaming kids, no loud people. It was absolutely perfect.
So the onboard minibar was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, snacks and drinks at the back. It was a really good flight. One of the best flights I've had, and it was an hour early. And that's a first for me into Qatar as well. So yeah, I think one of the best flights I've had out of Birmingham ever. Probably the best. Anything to add, Max?
No, it's just a really perfect flight.
Right, boys, that was a pretty good flight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, anyway, here's some footage of us getting to the lounge. And where are we going again?
The house after the first one.
That's right.
You usually get a bus to this, but this time we didn't get one, unfortunately.
No, that's right, because if you fly first or business, they have a separate bus at Doha Airport for Qatar Airlines. Business or first passengers. Anyway, we're going to the Asafra Lounge, and from my understanding, you can only access this lounge if you have a first class ticket or a Qatar Airways Platinum card. If you've got a One World Emerald card, forget it. You're not going to get in unless you've got a first class ticket. So here we are. You can see it's pretty massive. What are your first impressions, Max? You've never been here before.
I think it's a really lovely and spacious space, and it's really creative with the water features, and definitely a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, okay, so the first thing we've got to do is go and see if we can get a bedroom, because we've got an 8-hour layover. Anyway, so I went to the spa desk and got that sorted out pretty quickly. But I'll come on to that in a minute. So first of all, I think we need some food and drink. So I've got the sit-down area, and you checked out the deli, didn't you, Max?
Yeah, the deli's another restaurant that usually serves sandwiches and sushi, which is pretty surprising. And all the menus are online, and it's really got a bit of everything, a bit of international and Arabic things.
Yeah, and I went to the bar, went to the cigar room. Yeah, pretty impressive. Nice bottle of red, Tattinger pink champagne, pretty good stuff. Anyway, and we had a look in the shop. Yeah, there's a big duty-free shop, just for first-class passengers there as well. So everything's at your fingertips. So after that, we went to the jacuzzi, checked that out. There's a games room.
I think there's a lot of... There was like a Formula 1 simulator, but wasn't...
PlayStations and Formula 1, well, I guess we could have got that turned on. And then, since we were clever enough when we got there to get a room booked, we went and had a good sleep for about 6 hours. And woke up, had a shower, had a bit of breakfast, then about a 10-minute walk to the gate to pick up the next segment of our trip, which is remind me.
First class flight to Hong Kong.
First class flight to Hong Kong on a lease Cathay Pacific 777. So we'll see how that goes. Right, the highlight of our trip, the first class leg back to Hong Kong. So, what do we think of the seat?
I think the seat's really one of the widest seats in the sky personally, and also really comfortable. And it also turns into a really unrestricted bed.
Yeah, it's pretty wide. So what do we got here? One configuration. There's only 6 seats in first. Same as Cathay Pacific, obviously. But a pretty good setup. I was in 1A. I didn't hear the galley at all. Toilets spotless, as you can see. And the wine was superb. What about the food, Max?
I'll say the food was absolutely amazing, to be honest. It also had a few Arabic and international dishes as usual, and the highlight for me was definitely the chocolate sweet finale at the end. Really something special.
And the caviar, in my experience, is a lot better than we see on other flight carriers, such as Cathay Pacific, coincidentally. Anyway, in-flight entertainment, pretty good, standard Cathay system, but with the
Oryx One
Qatar offerings, which is pretty comprehensive even. So, anything else on the flight? You can have a good look at the food. I don't actually like taking pictures of food. For a few guys, I make an exception. I think generally it's a bit annoying, but there you go. You might enjoy it. Let us know. Right, so the cost, the factors for this flight. We actually used miles for this. This flight from Birmingham to Hong Kong was 113,000 miles each, which is pretty pricey. That included obviously your business, Birmingham, Doha, and Doha, Hong Kong in first. But the expensive bit of this, Max, do you know how much it was in tax? Have a guess.
1,000?
No, it was about 8,000 Hong Kong dollars each, just under £800. That's crazy, in my opinion. I don't know what we're doing here, probably helping fund Birmingham Airport in their renovations. I don't know. But anyway, that's the bottom line. Hope you enjoyed the review. Got some good hotel, restaurant stuff coming up and more flights. See you.